In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. In this video, we will discuss 17 sins that will not be acceptable in the Islam. Means to say Al-Kabira sins. The most heinous sins in Islam are known as Al-Kabira, which translates to the great or major one. Some authors use the term enormity. While every sin is seen as an offense to Allah, the Al-Kabir are the gravest of the offenses. Allah's power is thought to be only eclipsed by His mercy, and the small sins are technically understood to be forgiven after repentance. Some of the major or Al-Kabir sins in Islam are as follows. The first one is Shirk, associating partners with Allah. The second is committing murder, destroying Allah's creation. The third is practicing sihr, sorcery. Fourth one is leaving off daily prayers, salah. Fifth, not paying the minimum amount of zakat when the person is required to do so. Sixth, not fasting on the days of Ramadan without an excuse. Seventh, not performing Hajj while being able to do so. Eighth, cutting off the ties of relationships. Ninth, committing adultery or fornication, zina. 10th, committing homosexual acts. 11th, using intoxicants such as alcohol or any other drugs used without prescription. 12th, taking or paying interest, riba. 13th, consuming the property of an orphan. 14th, lying about Allah and His Messenger. 15th, turning back when the army advances, running from the battlefield. 16th, the unjust leader. 17th, belief in the consultations, astrology. These 17 references do not constitute all major sins in Islam. There are other 54 other notable major sins. Some within this list also represent the opinions of particular scholars, and so they do not perfectly represent Islam. Although many of the ideas for what is unacceptable overlap, the 7 major sins of Islam differs from the 7 deadly sins of Christianity. The Islamic sins refer more to specific undesirable behavior rather than to the general negative characteristics or actions of the cardinal Christian saints. Despite the similar names, the several main sins in Islam are more comparable to the 10 commandments rather than the 7 deadly sins. They both provide the bottom line for believers in terms of what is acceptable behavior in the faith. The actions themselves differ. Most of the major crimes in Islam relate to subservience to Allah. Any form of polytheism is seen to be the most severe offense in the religion, and all the other transgressions are in some form of association with Allah. Witchcraft, for example, is the taking on of supernatural powers in order to make the practitioner a being above the normal human. This challenges the power of Allah, as the person in question has superseded their mortal position to become something greater and akin to a god. The same can be said of murder, as ultimately the power to decide who shall live and die is believed to belong solely to Allah. Life is thought to be a gift from Allah, and the unjust taking of life is a severe spiritual offense, as it is not only seen as morally wrong but also as an affront to God.